Hey, TV families, we're back. Good to see you. It's Wednesday, 29th day of July, 2026. I am Dan Kuntz, your host for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this hump day. A very quiet, pleasant, benign morning, a little smoky to the north of us. A little giant fire is still burning. Fires have a tendency to do that, but it's quite comfortable. 63 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. Very comfortable for the next couple of days. We're going to get a little on the warmish side on Friday. Then a pretty strong cold front rolls in Friday night into Saturday. It's going to cool us way down. It's going to make the wind pick up quite a bit. We're going to see temperatures considerably below normal on the weekend. What we really need is rain, and there ain't a drop to be had for our area, but the forecast is coming up. And again, it's not bad for this time of the year. It's certainly not unbearably hot. We can do, we like that. Preview, we got one preview, National Night Out, when we get to news. That's tomorrow night at the Eastmont Community Park. And Josie Meats took the Downtown Possibilities Tour last week. He filed a pretty cool report. I think you're going to like that. Big win for the Mariners last night in Los Angeles, California. It was come from behind. The Dodgers had 3 one-run leads and couldn't hold them. One of the better victories for the Mariners so far this season. Highlights of that. And live in this studio, in the back half of the program, my buddy Big Wave Dave Erickson, the City of Wenatchee's Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services. This is his busy time of the year. It's always good to get caught up with Dave. We're going to talk Wenatchee Parks, one of the crown jewels of this beautiful valley, with Dave in the back half of the program. Don't miss that. Let's see how we're looking this morning, and we're looking pretty good from the Wenatchee Heights camera. Yeah, the days are getting shorter. Today will be 2 minutes and 31 seconds shorter than yesterday, which was about 2 minutes and 31 seconds shorter than Monday. Sunrise is a little bit later, 5:35. Sunset a little bit earlier, 8:38. We'll go below the 15-hour mark, by the way, when we get together on Friday. That is the Green's Knob camera pointing down Lake Chelan towards Chelan proper. We spin that baby around 180 degrees, and you're looking up towards Lucerne and Stehekin. A little breeze there, but that's an exposed ridge, and so it looks like it's pretty breezy from up high, but down below on the surface it's really not too bad. That's the Waterville camera looking across the Columbia River. Entiat would be just to your left. You can see Earthquake Point. So right before we got on the air, I checked the air quality in Entiat. It's not bad at all. It's like 62. It just looks bad, but that camera is, a mile high. So it maybe looks could be deceiving in that. In fact, let's go ahead and check in with the Little Giant Fire right now, up to our Nanapoc Ridge camera. There is no wind at all. Just a little bit light breeze. Again, the exposed ridges, looks like you can see the trees moving a little bit, but where the fire actually is, it's really not windy at all, so the smoke really doesn't have any place to go. So unlike the last couple of days when the smoke traveled down the Entiat River Valley through Ardenvore and into Entiat proper, they had some pretty dirty air. It's actually not bad at all. The Little Giant Fire, of course, is burning in some pretty heavy timber and some pretty steep terrain, which is pretty much a firefighter's worst nightmare, but at least they don't have to worry about any kind of wind until we get to Saturday. That's good news. Take a look at where you live. Again, it's not going to be very breezy, if at all, today. Right now in the Wenatchee Valley, the wind is out of the northwest at 3 miles an hour, if that's even measurable. But a very, very pleasant day. Most of the bad air is actually up to the northeast corner of the state. Republic has some pretty dirty air in Spokane and Airway Heights, Deer Park. They got some pretty bad air because, again, there's no wind, so there's no place really for the smoke to go. It kind of just hangs around. And Saturday is the day that everybody is keeping a very close eye on. Pretty good cold front. It rolls through overnight Friday into Saturday morning. It'll be here by Saturday afternoon. Pretty strong surface winds. On Saturday, low humidity, bone dry humidity. The one good news about all this, temperatures will be below normal. It'll only be in the mid-80s on Saturday and even cooler than that on Sunday. But if it was hot, in addition to the low relative humidity in the winds, so you probably have a red flag warning. We hope it doesn't get to that. So today, tomorrow, and Friday are going to be really busy days for the firefighters fighting the area fires, because they won't have to worry about the wind. And that means they can do some airdrops that are pretty accurate, all that good stuff. Sunshine today, gobs of it. Very little wind, very pleasant day, 86. We can live with that. That's pretty comfortable. A little cool tonight, 58 for the overnight low. We do it again Thursday, a couple of degrees warmer, about 87, maybe 88. Clear Thursday night. Friday is going to be the hottest day of the forecast period for this week. About 90, 91 maybe on Friday, and then the cold front comes in while we're sleeping Friday night. By Saturday noon or so it'll be here, so it's going to be a lot cooler, but very windy on Saturday. Now we don't know exactly how windy it is. They're going to hedge their bets. They're going to wait until the computer models get a little bit closer to the weekend, and then they'll give us an idea of wind direction and how strong it'll be on Saturday. But it's going to be in and out Saturday and Saturday night, and that's it. Sunday, it's just going to be nice. It is a cold front, so that's why we're going to be pretty chilly for this time of the year on Sunday. Of course, this weekend we welcome August. So there's your forecast. Really not a lot to talk about except the wind coming up on Saturday and Saturday night. 2-minute break and then headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for spring and summer of 2026. Book now for your free consultation to lock in your savings of a free heat pump, an $11,000 value. Let the experts at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your backyard into a vacation paradise with an industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa. Give us a call today.
There's something about this time of year. Longer days, open windows, more time spent at home with the people who matter most. For generations, Boswell's Home Furnishings has helped families create spaces that feel warm, welcoming, and lived in. After 100 years serving our beautiful valley, Boswell's commitment remains the same. Quality furnishings, personal service, and gratitude for the community that made it all possible. Boswell's Home Furnishings. It's closer than you think.
A little smoky to the north of us here in the valley. Our air quality is at 2. It's about as good. It's like breathing oxygen. It's the darndest thing. We're at 63 degrees. We'll be upper 80s today. Again, as we already mentioned when we did the forecast, the only significant weather concern over the forecast period is the winds on Saturday and Saturday night. National Night Out returns. It'll be tomorrow night at Eastmont's Community Park. It's a free event. They're going to have giveaways, raffle prizes, and of course it's a chance for you, the public, to talk one-on-one to first responders. From the Wenatchee Valley, our own Nathan Eshelman gave us a preview.
If you're looking for a fun night out to get to know your local community and public service workers, you can come out here to Eastmont Park for National Night Out, when so much of the community comes together to celebrate us as a whole and get out to just have some fun.
National Night Out is being celebrated in East Wenatchee at Eastmont Community Park at 255 North Georgia Avenue in East Wenatchee. National Night Out is a fun-filled evening which features a lot of exciting activities for all ages to enjoy. Highlights include free food, drinks, and shaved ice. There will also be a very special dunk tank where you get a chance to dunk a deputy. For kids, there will be free face paint along with large inflatable games from 509 Rentals. Trucks, cars, and equipment from first responders and those that assist first responders will also be throughout the park for people to look at and ask questions about. Looking at the fun for the adults, there will be something called a clear risk simulator where you must be 18 or older to participate. There will also be a raffle by the end of the night to offer a lot of different prizes. The Wenatchee Wild offer merch and tickets. There will be a washer/dryer combo valued at about $2,000. There will be Trek bikes of multiple sizes and a lot more other prizes for people to take home. National Night Out is a great opportunity to meet your local officers and first responders, enjoy a night out with your family, and strengthen community ties. The event starts at 6 p.m., lasting until 9 p.m. at Eastmont Community Park.
That'll do it here for Eastmont Park. Make sure to come out here Thursday night at 6 p.m. so you can have fun with your local community. And also be on the lookout for our special evening newscast on Thursday, where we will be back here at Eastmont Park, where we get a special on-site location newscast where we get a chance to speak with the city officials before the night's fun. Nathan Eshelman for NCW Life.
And if you want to own your own business, well, you need a place to set up shop. And the Chelan Douglas Regional Port Authority and the Wenatchee Downtown Association hosted their annual Possibilities Tour last week. Our own Josie Meets tagged along, and it was smart enough to bring a camera too.
Josie Meets with the Wenatchee World and NCW Life here in beautiful downtown Wenatchee. Today you'll be coming along with me and the Downtown Association on the Downtown Possibilities Tour, where we tour 11 potential locations and businesses for sale. Starting here at the Great Northern Building in the former location of Elements Salon.
Yeah, we're pretty good. So, yeah, come on back. Come on in. Watch your steps.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah, so
So the Great Northern Building, formerly Elements Salon, 2,570 square feet. Per month price is $3,500 a month. There are 10 rooms in this building. Very versatile space, and there is about 35 people on this tour. So now we are headed down to the former location of the Salt Creek Apothecary space. 28 North Wenatchee Avenue. 3,700 square feet, $3,500 monthly lease.
We're going to go into Mercantile. Mercantile is a co-working space. Our front room, the Emporium room during business hours, is for co-working. So we have flex members that are working right now. So I'm going to take us over to the study side, and I will talk a little bit quieter so they can continue working. So come on with me and let's keep it tight.
So we are just coming from the Mercantile. Now we are at the Donning Building, where there are 4 different locations for lease. So let's go check them out.
This list price is $4,000, and it's 1,847 square feet, and has a kitchen. The owner already took out the old benches, all the carpet he's gonna get removed.
Sad day, former location of Kooktron. Property owners are going to work with whoever leases the space to put whatever eatery will eventually go in there. Stepping away from the tour to give you a quick update. In here, the restaurant. This is the Donning Building. The restaurant space, a salon type space, and then 4 different office spaces. And that's all in the Donning Building down here on Wenatchee Ave. So we finished up at Lizzie's Jewelry, made a quick pit stop at the Green Room to check out an example of the possibilities of downtown, and now we are headed to the old jailhouse.
I'm Charity. I'm here on behalf of Whitener Apartment Homes. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to show you yet, but it's in progress.
So the Possibilities Tour is an annual event that's sponsored by the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority, where we take a group about 30 to 50 people through downtown to tour all the vacancies, meet with property owners, and just connect and figure out what the possibilities could be for each space. So it's a great opportunity for new people who are either interested in commercial spaces, want to lease a space, or they've been sitting on a business idea for a while. But yeah, it's just a great opportunity for them to connect and do that. We had 11 vacancies on the map. I think we hit 9 of them. 2 of them were either the property owner wasn't in town or it just wasn't available to view. But we have quite a bit of vacancies than we normally do, but they tend to fill up really quickly. So I'm excited to see what comes out of this tour.
Why do the Possibilities Tour? We have been a repeat location on Possibilities. I want to say we showcased it when we were under renovation back in, or maybe right as we had just gotten open in 2019. And then we just really feel like the Possibilities is a very powerful event to get people out and in the spaces and visualizing what something can become. So it's also one of those cases where a lot of times people don't have, you may not have access to that space without making a phone call, and it might be intimidating to go look at it as an individual. I think being in a group is fun. We get to celebrate successes, like going back to businesses, like coming back to Timberline once they've opened. So there's that real positive that, yes, a vacant space can be turned into something really magical for downtown. So there's that uplift, camaraderie and sense of community that's really powerful. Good reason that it's a celebratory event as much as it is a thinking about what something can become. So.
And you know what the heck is going on around here, as do I. And we can do it again tonight if you want to. 5 o'clock the news, 5:30 the news, 6 o'clock the news, 6:30 the news, 10 o'clock the news, YouTube on news on YouTube, plus the formats that you see at the bottom of your screen. That QR code, that quick response code, I did it myself. And if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Boy, did the Mariners need last night's victory. Exciting game, too. Highlights next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
How are things going with your parenting plan?
Amanda and I decided to do mediation with the Colombian Basin Dispute Resolution Center. We really wanted to avoid the costly attorney fees.
I didn't even know mediation was an option.
Yeah, they even train people to become mediators. They did such a good job, I'm actually considering taking the training myself.
I'm so happy for you guys. When parents work together, it seems everyone is happier.
Their mediators really listen to your wants and needs. I'm really happy with the outcome. Coming, buddy.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Evergreen Home Loans. Hot August Nights at the Numerica Performing Arts Center returns with Jamie Donegan's presentation of the musical 1776. 1776 tells the satirical story of the Second Continental Congress and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The show runs July 31st, August 1st, August 5th through the 8th, and August 12th through the 15th. Let's do sports. 20 minutes after the hour, Dominic Canzone has been the man when the Mariners win. He's even been the man when the Mariners lose. He had a couple of big dingers last night. The big one in the 8th inning, the Mariners rally, knock off the Dodgers. The final was 7-6 at Dodger Stadium in the first game of their season opener. The Dodgers, of course, had the best record in baseball, blew 3 one-run leads. They grounded into 3 double plays, and Seattle ends their 12-game losing streak to the Dodgers.
To the Mets on Sunday. That's driven in the air to deep center field, and that is a glorious bomb from Shohei Ohtani. I think the day off did him well. 23rd for Ohtani, and the Dodgers strike first. 10th leadoff home run this season for Ohtani, so 10 of the 23 that he's hit have started the game.
With Tommy John. Oh, now that's a good sound, and it sails out of Dodger Stadium. That is good to see for Cal Raleigh. He ties the game instantly.
This is what the Mariners need to see right here. Watch the big man get hot and put him on their back. Cal just launches this one. Again, very aggressive up there, jumping on that very first pitch from Robleski.
The 0-1 from Castillo. Freeman grounds it towards the middle. Crawford takes it to the bag and throws to first for a double play, but the Dodgers do take the lead as Rushing steps on home.
Julio, a charge out to left field, and the home runs are coming back for the Mariners. When's the last time Cal and Julio have homered in the same game? We're tied at 2.
Robleski jumps out to an 0-2 count and then tries to put Julio away with the slider. And Julio just golfs this one out into the seats out there in left field.
Pitch number 8, and he hammers this down the line. It is off the foul pole. Welcome back, Rob Refsnyder. It scrapes the paint, and the Mariners have hit 3 home runs and lead it 4-2.
Well, we saw Robin doing an interview in the dugout, and you could just sense a confidence that he had with the work that he had put down in the minor leagues, that he was ready to come out and compete.
This 1-1 from Castillo. Shoots it to left center field. That's going to reach the gap and make it to the wall. Betts is given the wave. The relay sails over the cutoff man, and it's an RBI double for Tommy Edman, who stays red hot.
Edman does a nice job. He splits the gap, and really a nice job by Mookie and third base coach Dino Ebel. They missed the cutoff, man.
Ohtani flips a change into center field, a base hit. Edman's in to score. Tucker stops. I have no idea why. He was given the wave the whole time, and it stays tied.
Tries to throw a changeup, and Shohei just kind of slices that thing and flips it out to center field. And you mentioned Tucker, he grounded, and then yeah, Dino's sending him, and
there it goes. There it goes, and the Dodgers take the lead. His first hit against Castillo is a tie-breaking home run. He is tied with my partner Eric Karros, the most home runs in the history of this ballpark.
110 off the bat. And yes, he's starting to get his recognition nationally.
Center field, take flight, Dom Canzone. That is an absolute nuke to center field. He has tied the game in the 6th inning.
And the young left-hander comes up big again for the Mariners as he ties this one up 5-5. Boy, he just tomahawked that ball. He continued to carry.
Drilled out to center. Does he have another? Wow! Dom Canzone
This young man is really stepping up in a big way for the Mariners.
On a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Base hit right center field. Hits so hard that it splits the gap. Rushing's given the wave. It squirts away. Ohtani just now sees it and advances to third. Wow, 7-6 just like that.
One-run lead. On the ground, J.P. Crawford's got it. On to first base. Gut check kind of win for the Mariners. One of the very best of the year. Put this at the top of the list. 7-6. The Mariners take game one in L.A.
What an amazing job by Munoz to get out of that situation. Tying run on third base, 1 out. And he gets the job done and closes this one out. Ends a 12-game losing streak against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Nice victory. Let's see if we can make it 2 in a row. First pitch, 7:10 on Mariners.tv. Nothing changed in the standings yesterday because everybody else won, with the exception of the Angels, who got beat by the Astros. So the Mariners are still trailing the Rangers by 2.5 games. The Astros are in second, 2 games behind Texas, who beat the Rays, and the A's beat the Red Sox. Apple Sox righted this ship after losing 2 of 3 over the weekend to the Bellingham Bells. First game of a 6-game road trip, and they come out on top. No real problems against the Falcons of Kelowna, 10-2 the final. Those teams will play again tonight at 6:35. And the rest of the West Coast League scoreboard, Bellingham is chasing, but so far not catching the Apple Sox for the West Coast League's Northern Division second half title. Wenatchee could very well win the first and second half title. Of course, the playoffs are not too far away, folks. Basically, 1 week from tomorrow, it's playoff time, or is that about right? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, those are just some of the games that people are playing. If you want to celebrate National Chicken Wing Day today, you can do it. It's National Lipstick Day. It's Rain Day. We could use some of that. That's not happening. But who doesn't like lasagna? It is Lasagna Day today. I don't make it myself. It's labor intensive. It's time consuming. And I just assume somebody else make it for me. And luckily, a lot of people do. I love lasagna. Lasagna technically is used to describe any fully baked version of more than 1 sheet of pasta. God, that looks good, doesn't it? The largest lasagna ever weighed 10,725 pounds. It was at a restaurant in Poland. They did it in June of 2012. 10,725 pounds of lasagna. The most expensive lasagna runs you $100 a slice. It's sold at a high-end restaurant in Las Vegas for $100 for a slice of lasagna. It better be damn good. I love lasagna. I need to eat it more often. Today in history, the Olympics are back. Took a little break. 1940, there was a war. 1944, there was a war. So a 12-year hiatus, but the Games of the Olympics are back, the first to be held since the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin. London got to host it because, well, nobody else really wanted to. The 1940 Games were supposed to be held in Tokyo. They were too busy building up their military. Then the 1940 Games were moved to Helsinki, but it didn't matter. There was a war anyway. Germany and Japan, the 2 countries that lost the war, they weren't even invited. Italy was, though, for reasons I don't know. The Soviet Union was invited. They said, we can't come, but we're going to come and watch, if you don't mind. Just one major snafu in the entire Games. It was run very well. The United States wins the 400-meter relay by 18 feet. That's a lot. But a judge ruled that one of the U.S. team members had passed the baton outside of the passing zone. Thus, the U.S. team was disqualified, and after the medals were handed out, they looked at the film and the photos, and they said, you know what? It was actually completely legal, and the United States did win the gold medal. And then things got cattywampus. The British team had to give up their gold medals and get silver medals. The Italian team had to give up their silver medals and get the bronze medals. The Hungarian team got the bronze medals, and they ended up with nothing. The Games of the 1948 Olympics opened in London on this date, 1948. 53 years ago today, it was the last date of Led Zeppelin's 33-date swing through North America. It was the third and final night of their three-night stand at Madison Square Garden. And while Led Zeppelin was on the stage, somebody broke into the safe at the Drake Hotel, which is where Led Zeppelin was staying, and stole the previous two nights' gate receipts in cash. Over $200,000 in cash stolen from the safe at the Drake, plus all four members of Led Zeppelin's passports were also stolen. The police immediately suspected it was the tour manager from Led Zeppelin. He was exonerated. They realized he wasn't even at the Drake. He was at the show. Nobody knows who did it. The case was never solved, but Led Zeppelin, they're out $200,000. They didn't really need the money. That was on this date in 1973. And 45 years ago today, a worldwide television audience of 700 million people watched this. That's my invitation, by the way. That's my actual invitation for the wedding of Charles, the Prince of Wales, and Lady Diana Spencer at St. Paul's Cathedral in London. 700 million people watched it on television. What do you get them? I mean, you get an invite, come to the royal wedding. But what do you buy the newlyweds? You get them a toaster, a gift certificate to Macy's, a punch bowl. They got everything they need. And if they don't need it, they just buy it. They had 27 wedding cakes. 27 wedding cakes. Diana, by the way, is the only royal bride to omit the word obey from her wedding vows, which probably worked out good because turns out neither she nor he did much obeying after a few years. If you don't like long weddings, you would have hated this. It lasted 4 hours, and the wedding costs an estimated $48 million. Now, doesn't traditionally the father of the bride pay for the wedding? Isn't that the tradition? I don't know if Diana's dad had $48 million laying around, the wedding of the century. What do you get them? I always think about that. Oh, well. Oh, look, honey, it's another toaster. And how do you make out all the thank you notes? Great guitarist was born on this date in 1916, Charlie Christian, the first really good, and I mean really good, electric guitarist. He was the guitarist in Benny Goodman's band for a couple of years. Benny Goodman was always way ahead of the curve, musically speaking, and that brought jazz guitar to the forefront. And the only reason that it was brought to the forefront was because the first really good jazz guitarist was Charlie Christian with Benny Goodman. Great guitarist. He was inducted, by the way, into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Listen to the music, and you'll know why. Another heavenly birthday, Peter Jennings, born in the state in 1938, of course, in the 1980s, when everybody pretty much still watched the network evening news. Into the 90s, you either watch Peter Jennings on World News Tonight, or Dan Rather on CBS, or Tom Brokaw on NBC. The big three. Peter Jennings had the highest of all of the ratings of all of those anchors. He had quit smoking many years ago, but after the September 11th terrorist attacks that week, he basically didn't sleep. He was on television for 90 hours straight. He resumed smoking and would die of lung cancer. Peter Jennings, born in the state in 1938. Ken Burns, the Brooklyn Bridge. I watched the movie The Brooklyn Bridge, his documentary, over the weekend, and I watched the Statue of Liberty, baseball, the Civil War, jazz, the Roosevelts. If it's a good documentary on PBS, the odds are he made it. He's 73, and so is Geddy Lee. Yeah, bassist, songwriter, leader, if you will, of Rush. Happy 73rd to Geddy. I think I'll play some of your music when I get home today. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. Going to take a break. Mike Magnotti has been married to his lovely wife for 48 years. He'll talk about that. And then live in this studio, Dave Erickson from the City of Wenatchee's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department. He runs it. He's a good guy. He's got a lot of things to talk about. He's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
It's time
for VC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 16, with your host, Mike Mitchell.
Chelan PUD works hard year-round to reduce fire risk and provide dependable service for our customers. But when extreme fire weather is forecasted, we may resort to a public safety power shutoff, turning off power to a specific area in order to prevent fire. In this rare event, we'll keep you informed before, during, and after the shutoff. To stay prepared and check if you're in a PSPS zone, visit chelanpud.org/PSPS.
Slide and surf all summer long. Soundwave Saturdays, more than a surf park, it's the summer scene. Grab a drink and enjoy live music every Saturday in July and August. Slide Waters in Lake Chelan. Don't miss it.
Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, my wife, Rosie, and I have a really successful marriage. We still like each other, and we've learned to accept each other, and quite frankly, for me at least, there's no one I'd rather go to the movies with, go on a drive with, generally just do life with. So someone asked me once if there was any issue with me that I continue to be irritated with Rosie about, and I said, yes, honestly, there is one. For the past 47 years, she corrects just about everything I say. Rosie then just said 48 years. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion. She.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
Because that's a beautiful view of the camera up there at Alta Lake. Let's go ahead and talk about the city of Wenatchee. My guest today, live in the studio, was Big Wave Dave Erickson, the city of Wenatchee's Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services. Bumped into you at City Hall last week and said, let's get together again. I haven't had you on for a while. This is the time of the year where you're pretty busy. I mean, all things considered, because you got all the parks and they don't mow their own lawns. How many acres of parks, actually, when you add it all up?
It's really hard to believe that we're busy in the summertime, right?
Yeah.
We're about 1,600 acres of parks. And then you throw on top of that all these other random areas that we maintain, like downtown streetscapes and stormwater areas and things like that. So, yeah, we're hopping.
Parks have changed dramatically over the last number of years. It used to be mow the grass, plant a couple of trees, throw in a swing set, call it good. That's not the way it is anymore, is it?
No, there's different expectations. It's kind of the Disneyification, if that's a word.
It is now. Congratulations,
yeah, right. Thanks. Yeah, you heard it here first. Just different expectations for your parks and what they do. So, we have splash pads. We have, which are basically swimming pools that recirculate the water continually in our case. And various other activities throughout there. So different amenities take different levels of responsibility for maintenance and care and operations.
Lincoln Park now has a splash pad.
It does.
Yeah.
Very busy down there. The splash pads are open, 11 to 8, Monday through 7 days a week, all the way through Labor Day. So you see people down there, both there and Rotary Park.
The refurbishment and redoing of Lincoln Park was one of the biggest projects you've ever undertaken since you've been with the city, and the reviews are fantastic. The new band shell, the splash pad, the play area, the soccer fields, the Disney,
disc golf.
You got me saying Disney. The Frisbee disc golf. It's all been. The neighborhood has fallen in love with it.
Yeah, the Pump Park. A number of events happen down there. So it's being used all the time. In some cases, like the soccer field that we put in, it's kind of overused because we can't keep grass on the field because there's no time to water it and all that good stuff.
The cleats are tearing it up, and that's understandable. But the parks, near as I can tell, and I see all of them are in immaculate shape. That's because you got a staff that cares. They take care of the parks like it's their own yard.
Absolutely, yeah. No, they take great pride in what they do.
Dave sent me enough photos to fill up a number of hard drives. So let's get busy as we throw them up, Dave. That is that the Washington Park splash pad?
Yeah, that's Washington Park wading pool.
The wading pool, yeah.
So we've got the wading pools at Washington Park, Kiwanis Medhow, and Pennsylvania Park. 7 days a week, Monday through Friday at the wading pools. That's Pennsylvania. And we have staff there. They treat the water, they get it all filled up, and they lead the kids in games and things like that. So that's a program that's been going on since the 1960s.
Yeah, kids love it. My sister, when she worked for Chuck Largent, used to oversee some of those projects, and she just loved it.
Yeah.
Just loved it a lot. And a lot of people, I know we're getting towards the end of summer, a lot of people don't know you can actually rent it.
You can.
Yeah, for like private gatherings. I know churches do that and a few other organizations. You can do that.
If you have a birthday party, things like that, and you want to have the wading pool full, we do special rentals. As long as we have staff available that can do it.
And all of those are open from 1 to 5, Monday through Friday, but August 14th is the last day. You can do that, right?
Yeah, just a couple weeks left.
And there's only just a few weeks left in the city pool. I'm glad this is coming back. This is the traditional closing of the pool. I mean, why not let the dogs take a dip? It's the doggy day in the park coming up on the last day of the pool season, August 15th. Whose idea was this, by the way?
Yeah, so it's something that I came up with years ago. We wanted to do something that was fun. If I remember right, I'd seen it somewhere else across the country. Mm-hmm. And it was a good way to close the pool out. It's no humans in the pool after the dogs go in, and then we have the winter to let it rest and treat the water and all that good stuff. And just kind of a fun activity. So that's coming up, as you mentioned, on the 15th. It's the last swim of the season, so 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. It's $5 to get in for your dog, as long as they have their shots and all that good stuff, and let them swim in the pool.
The new and improved pool. This is the second summer after it was completely redone. The infrastructure, basically everything is new except the actual gunite that made up the pool itself, essentially. But it's everything. What's the reviews from the regular users of the pool?
Yeah, it's been great. We have all new tile, all new plaster, and new piping underneath. And in fact, even as kind of a separate project happened at the same time, we replaced the boiler. And some of the, now we're looking at the filters and a few other things like that. So it's been really well used. Swim meets have been incredibly busy. Several thousand swimmers from across the western United States that came and swam, as well as local swimmers at the Summer Swim League Championships that we just had, I think it was last weekend. And then swim lessons have been full, several hundred
Brings
kids.
tons of people to town, heads in beds, spending money.
It is, yeah.
It's a big draw. What's the review from it? We all know about it because it's in our backyard. It's right there on Fuller Street. But when these out-of-town swimming clubs from all over the Western United States come and they look at our pool and they see we have bleachers and what do the out-of-towners think when they come and see our beautiful Wenatchee City pool?
Oh, that's why they come, because you have the weather, number one, they can come over, but it is the biggest outdoor pool in the state. And so 10 lanes, 50 meters, you don't get that anywhere else, so it's a big attraction for those folks. The first meet of the year really kicks off the entire outdoor season for swimming, so it's incredibly popular. I swam here in the 1970s from the other side. So
in the 1970s when Dave was 2.
Right.
And keep in mind now, there's pools, municipally owned pools and private pools. Yakima's had a couple of them. They're just closing.
Mm-hmm.
They're just closing. This remodel buys you how many more years for the Wenatchee City pool now?
It should be at least 10 years, yeah, based on the improvements that we've done. So hopefully, the last improvements were more than 30 years old. The last time the liner was done was in 1996. And it lasted, far outlasted its lifespan. So we're hoping we get at least another 10 out of this.
And we want it to stick around as a 10-lane, 50-meter pool with a diving platform because of what it does.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what draws people into town. It would be nice to have a zero depth area, for swim lessons and things like that, but maybe that's a separate thing that gets added on in the future.
And that's what a lot of municipalities are doing. They're going to like the amusement park kind of water feature instead of a traditional swimming pool, but I think we could easily handle both. When I say we, I mean you. You guys, there's only a certain amount of plots at the Wenatchee City Cemetery. That's also under Dave's movie act. You've expanded it. You've added some roadways. They've been working on it up there. Who was was it Hearst?
That was Hearst.
Oh, they're
Construction.
good. Yeah, they're good. Talk about the Wenatchee City Cemetery. What are people seeing up there now?
Yeah, so the cemetery, we did add a new driveway essentially up there to open up Section M. And as you know, cemeteries, people are just dying to get there. Sorry, and the other thing about it is, it's all about location.
Yeah.
I really do say that, location, location, location. So we're going to be opening up Section M to plot sales coming up this fall once we get the irrigation put in and everything. And that should add about 1,400 graves up there, which will buy us another about 10 years out at the cemetery before we reach capacity. So,
and it should be pointed out, and I think everybody knows the trend recently is really not to do the old-fashioned embalming, coffin, body in the ground kind of thing. It's either cremation or a natural kind of a thing. So that probably puts a little less pressure on you guys.
We have a mix, so we have niche wall spaces. We have a handful of those left, and we're going to be adding additional throughout this project as well as the traditional in-ground plots themselves. So hopefully through this project it should buy us a number of years of capacity up there.
There is a map, by the way, that has every person interned in the cemetery where they're at, their names and everything, and you can just look at it. And so if I wanted to go see my grandfather Hilbert, I know exactly where he's at. To pay my respects, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's on our city website. You can also go up to the cemetery. We have a big kind of map with a QR code, so you can scan it with your phone to find on your phone and walk around the cemetery and find where your grandfather is.
You guys have been in bed in a very good way with the Schlend Douglas Land Trust for since they started about 40 years ago. You're intimately involved in that. It's a part of your job. The Lookout Natural Area above Omi Gardens. The deal was consummated in February. They signed all the paperwork in March. Suzanne Hartman's out there raising the dough that they needed. Hannah's been doing her work. Kudos to the Omi family. They didn't have to sell. They did. Those are some of the residents that you're going to see when this whole thing is up and running. Give me the timeline on the Lookout Natural Area and why the city was involved to begin with.
Yeah, we've been working, Land Trust started this process, I think, maybe 20 years ago. And it all really kind of came out of kind of the Foothills Master Plan process that started in 2002 with the community. Came out and said, hey, we want to preserve some of the lands in the foothills. And that started the whole process for Saddle Rock and Castle Rock and Kenzie's Landing and all these other properties. Well, this was one too. And so Land Trust had been meeting with the Omi family about this property. And They agreed to sell, and so we pursued some grant funding for it. We're fortunate enough to get state grant money. Land Trust did what they do and go out and reach the community and get partnerships to raise the money for the match for the grant, and we finally then this February were able to acquire it. Now we're on to the next phase, and so nothing is quick in these grant processes. So we started applying for a grant again this February for development of a trailhead up there. And in about 2 weeks from now, I'll be presenting that final grant. We've been going through the process, but presenting the final grant to the state. We'll find out in September where we rank. If we rank well enough, then we'll get a grant contract next year, do construction documents the following year, and then in 2029, 2030, look at building the trailhead. So all things considered, that's pretty quick in a timeline for a construction project when you're dealing with state grant funding.
It's funny, 20, 25 years ago when people thought about hiking or walking or exercising around the Wenatchee, they thought loop, loop, loop. And now it's loop and foothills, depending if you want to just, saunter around on something with not really taxing, or you want to do something a little more adventurous and see a little more wildlife, head on up to the foothills.
Absolutely, yeah. And our partners with the Land Trust, they do a fantastic job of maintaining our trails up there, building some new trails. So the Saddle Rock East Trail, now you can do a loop all the way around Saddle Rock on a new trail. It's really a great partnership. And
I'm sure the bighorn sheep and the mule deer looking around at all that construction going on, and they say, well, this is our home, stay out. So they're happy. Their natural habitat is unthreatened for the long time.
Yeah, the Lookout Natural Area, for example, that's a state grant funded property, so it's going to be preserved in perpetuity. And the great thing about that is it ties into Bureau of Land Management, DNR property, and U.S. Fish and Wildlife properties. So now there's a contiguous stretch of habitat for mule deer and bighorn sheep and other critters that are up there.
Before we move on to autumn projects that Dave will be involved in, how did the whole the kids' day summer thing that you guys put on, that Carol puts on, good year for that stuff? All the activities keep the kids busy and physically active over summer vacation.
Absolutely. Those programs, they fill up usually right at. We open registration April 1st, and usually April 2nd we're full for the summer. That's how popular they are. But yeah, we have a couple more weeks left through the 21st of August. For summer day camp and Skyhawk sports camps, and so those will keep going. I think we do have a couple of vacancies here and there, but you can always reach out to our website and find out what.
Is the only reason you restrict it is you only have certain amount of warm bodies, summertime interns and things like that to put these programs on?
Yeah, a number of different things. So staffing limitations, we have a number of staff, and as well as vehicles. So our day camp program, for example, we do daily field trips. Mm-hmm. So we load everybody up into the vans, and we go to, might be Rock Reach Dam or various other locations.
They go to Walla Walla Point Park and hop in the lagoon. I was down there a couple weeks ago, and the bus pulls in, and the kids run out, and the counselors are having a blast.
Oh yeah, it's a great, especially first job for a lot of our folks. In fact, we have a council member who their first job, I think, was working for Carol in the summer camp program. So,
why is it so cheap? I mean, for City of Wenatchee residents, the pool is cheap. Mm-hmm. You just want to make sure it's affordable for everybody.
It's affordable. It's a service to the community. Yeah. And so that's really important.
Dave gets to slow down and shift from fifth to fourth gear come autumn, but you still got things going on. Let's talk about. We talked about Lincoln Park movies.
Yeah, so Movies in the Park. It's one of our fun free programs, again, thanks to our sponsors.
That's a nice setup, by the way.
Thriving Together. Yeah, so that's an inflatable screen. We reserve that. We get the rights for the movies, and so September 5th, we're going to ease into the Halloween spirit by showing Wicked.
Oh, cool.
And then following up the following weekend, September 12th, we'll be showing Wicked for Good. So that's the next installment in the
and on a nice late summer evening, because you have to wait till it gets dark enough to show the movie, and of course it's getting darker and darker each and every day. I can't think of a better place to just stretch out on the grass with your blanket and bring some popcorn and watch the flick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great time. You can sit up there on the hillside, watch it. Movies start about 7:30 or so it doesn't get super late.
Mm-hmm. How do you charge admission?
Well, it's free.
You don't. Yeah.
We don't.
What else is happening this fall? We've been dinking around. We're running short of time.
Okay.
What else quickly on fall before we move on to the concept?
Yeah. So all the fall program stuff should be out by the end of August. So check our website. We'll have the City City, Wenatchee, we'll have the schedule up for everything from Halloween to youth basketball and all the other fun programs that we have coming up this fall.
We see these utility things everywhere, at about every 5 or 6 intersections. They're gray. They're not necessarily ugly, but they're not aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Let's paint them. This is pretty cool. Check this out, folks.
Yeah, so this is a concept that we're working with the Washington Traffic Safety Commission through the Chelan-Douglas Transportation Council to do traffic safety messages on. This is going to be the first cabinet. This will be up by Washington Park. So they'll have a traffic safety message. They'll have the bike route map and other fun stuff on it. This is a black and white version. It'll be fully color, but this is kind of the concept that'll be happening. Hopefully installed around September, so right around the time school starts.
The plaza is going to have one more piece of artwork installed. I think we have a picture of the model and then the final statue. That's the model that the artist worked on. That is not to scale, by the way. It's not that small. And there is the finished product. Talk about this.
Yeah, so the sculpture is called Jordan. It's a life-size bronze sculpture of Jordan Lucky and her daughter, who are Wenatchee tribal members. And it will wrap up the Pasquosa Plaza over there at Memorial Park. So it'll be a bronze sculpture. They have to put the patina on it and then the protective wax. So by the end of August, it should be installed, and you'll get to see that fully functional plaza over there.
Sweet. Also, change is coming to Chase Park, which is a cute little park. It was in my neighborhood for 25 years. This is kind of a neat thing. Talk about this.
Yeah, so Chase Park, little neighborhood park. That's cool. So Ada Riley, shown in the picture there, she actually installed the labyrinth, which she's standing in the picture of, down on Riverfront Park. So when Riverfront Park was redone a couple years ago, the labyrinth had to move. It had to be taken out because there wasn't going to be space when the trail got redone and everything down there. And so when we did our Chase Park master plan update a number of years ago, one of the things to add was the labyrinth. And so just serendipitously, Ada's granddaughter emailed me and said, hey, what's the status of the labyrinth? And we said, oh, we're actually installing it this week at Chase Park. She goes, well, that's great, because Ada's sister used to live right across the street from the park. So we're in the process of installing it right now. Should be done August 10th. Ada's going to be out there installing the very last bricks, and she installed the original one down at Riverfront. Her whole family will be there, so it'll be a fun time.
That's really cool. Good news for you fans of Guppo, the late great Paul Pugh, the statue in front of the Y here downtown, just down the block, got hit by a car about, 3 years ago? Is that what it got hit by a car?
Yep.
The base was destroyed, but the statue had just little damage. It's coming back. It's been in storage. Talk about the future of Guppo.
Yeah, Guppo's been sharing my office with me for the last about a year and a half.
That's pretty good company.
Yeah, he didn't say much, but it's all right. But yeah, so we are installing a pedestal down at the new YMCA, so it keeps that kind of tradition going, and Guppo will be finding his new home down there probably in the next couple of weeks. Reinstalled right outside the YMCA.
That's fantastic. It's good to have it back. We still have about a minute left, but I want to ask you, Wenatchee, from a physical standpoint, is we're hemmed in here, but we've had the forethought over the years to put aside large tracts of lands to not be building anything on, to set aside for the public use. That's what parks are for. Do you look around on Google Earth and things and say, well, where's the next park going to be? Maybe up Sunny Slope, now that the city limits has crossed over the Wenatchee River and into Old Station, but will probably eventually move up into the Sunny Slope area. How do you keep an eye on open tracts of land that might be future parks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, our 6-year comprehensive plan, we do an inventory of all the land in town, as well as looking at areas that are underserved by parks. Areas that are parks poor, basically, like Sunny Slope, for example. And so we try to identify areas within that. So should a grant opportunity come up, or some funding opportunity, or someone wanting to donate their property to the city for a park, which a lot of our neighborhood parks are historically have come to the city that way, then we're able to then take care of that and move ahead to establish that.
And you've always made a point when you develop a new park or change a park or remodel a park to get input from the neighbors who use it, which makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, full-blown community input process. In fact, when we talked about the Lookout Natural Area this fall, the Land Trust will be doing a planned process up there to look at the trail system and uses and habitat and all that good stuff.
Big Wave Dave Erickson, everybody. Give him a big hand. Wenatchee Parks, Recreation and Cultural Services. If you want to go out and enjoy our beautiful public parks, we got a great looking forecast. Here it is from the National Weather Service. How about lots of sunshine, no real wind at all, have about 86. It might be a busy day at the pool today, Dave, and the various other places. 58 for the overnight low, a little bit warmer on Thursday, a little bit warmer on Friday. No wind at all today, tomorrow, or Friday, but then Saturday, early morning, here comes a pretty robust cold front. It's going to make things quite windy Saturday afternoon, and Saturday night before the winds exit overnight Saturday into Sunday. So obviously a little concerned about the area wildfires because they're going to be dealing with some big time wind on Saturday. Good to see you, Dave. Keep up the good work. Provided this show isn't canceled, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.